Hey, welcome to the James Show. This is News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Get ready for some saucy info from the world of entertainment, because it's time for entertainment news with the greats, Pugs Moran, Dallas radio legend Pugs Moran. Welcome back to the James Show, another edition of entertainment news. Hey, Pugs.
Happy to be here, James.
All right, let's...
Hey, wait, can I just make a mention of something? The sports report there. Ezekiel Elliott is only 28 years old. Did you think he was that young? I thought he was much older.
That's old for a running back. This is a running back who peaked, already had a decline season, and he's about to have an encore year, and he's not even 30.
Look, running backs are disposable in this day and age, but that is not old for a running back. Derrick Henry's 30. That is not old for a running back. He must have a lot of miles. Anyways, I'm sorry. I was just stunned by that. I thought Zeke was like 32, 33, 28. Oh, my God.
Well, we're about to find out how old he is in about 4 months.
Well, I think the Patriots found that out last year.
All right, tell me what might be either the greatest or worst reality show coming up. I can't decide which one it's going to be.
How do you feel about reality, James? Are you a fan of reality shows?
I'm a fan of reality shows for about an episode or two. I don't understand how reality shows can go for multiple seasons because, like, I get it. I saw what you guys do. So, no, but they're not really aimed at me. You know, some reality shows are, but most of them are aimed at my wife or younger.
Yeah, I mean, there's two kinds. There's regular people and there's celebrity reality shows, and I tend to be drawn more to the celebrity reality show. If I wanted to know regular people, I wouldn't avoid my neighbors. So,
well, yeah, that's a good point because I do like Hard Knocks, and that counts as a reality show. Yeah, so
they're celebrities. So, boy, oh boy, I don't watch reality shows as a general rule, but I gotta say, James, I think I'm gonna watch this one. Coming to TLC. Any interest in watching The Baldwins?
Yes, absolutely.
Because it's the good Baldwins. It ain't like some stray Stephen or some William. This is Alec, his hot, weird wife of indeterminate ethnicity, and his, 7 kids all under 10 years old while he's standing trial for manslaughter. Yeah, I'm going to watch that.
So we have, we just mentioned Ezekiel Elliott's in his encore sort of second career. Alec Baldwin already did this whole thing where he married Kim Basinger and they had kids and he was a family man, and now he's doing it. Now he's doing it again.
A lot of guys do it. What are you talking about? He's only on his second. There are some dudes his age that are on their third families. But yeah,
it's true. Well, look, from my point of view, I can't believe anybody would do this again.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, look, I'm fascinated by this. I think that this has a lot to do with a little bit of character rebranding, maybe a reclamation project. Because Alec Baldwin, who has always been well noted as someone who doesn't handle the intrusion of paparazzi well, to open himself up to this, he knows he's got to do something to kind of help his reputation. Everybody hates him. Everybody hates Alec Baldwin. And I want to be clear. I think he's tremendously funny. I think he's a very funny actor. I think he's very talented. He seems like a jerk.
Yeah, so I always like to differentiate. Everyone hates him. Do people that know him and work with him hate him? That's the real question. And I think that answer is yes.
I think so, yeah, because we haven't heard a whole lot of people rushing to his defense these past few years while he's been, under the microscope of this Rust debacle in Mexico.
Have you seen any of this show?
No, it hasn't aired yet. They just announced that they're doing it. They started filming it. The announcement comes as the Baldwins prepare for the trial in his involuntary manslaughter charge. Let's see here. It's set to begin shooting in July. and that's also when the manslaughter trial is going on. So I think, again, this is like a character reclamation thing. They're going to show him on trial, and then they're going to show him as, all these horrible things being said about him, and then they're going to show him as this lovable family man.
Well, I do want to see the other Baldwins because they add their own little spice. Billy Baldwin is his own thing. Stephen Baldwin is probably the nuttiest. And then there's like the older Baldwin. What was it, like Daniel or whatever? He's like the bigger guy, right? And
Daniel. Yeah, there's William, there's William Baldwin, Billy Baldwin. There's Alec Baldwin, who's the biggest star of them. There's Stephen, who's the weird blonde one, and then there's Daniel. I think Daniel might be just younger than Alec, but Daniel's kind of a big roguey guy, not classically handsome like maybe some of the other Baldwins. He was on a show called Homicide: Life on the Streets or something, and he famously went nuts back in the late 90s and barricaded himself in a hotel room and had a famous standoff with police.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, that was Daniel. Daniel had some drug problems, and I think he may have even gone to jail. We don't hear much from Daniel anymore.
Well, Steven also has the interesting story arc of going from being the skater guy, stoner with white guy dreadlocks, to now super Christian.
Yeah, yeah, and he's weaned his way in. I mean, I think from a star factor, I think we'd all have to agree that Alec is the biggest star, but the most well-connected, the most plugged in is probably Steven, because Steven is Justin Bieber's father-in-law. Think about that.
Oh, that's right. Justin Bieber married his daughter. And for our next story, we actually have an actor doing something heroic. We love to bash on them and make fun of them when they do dumb things, but when they do good things, let's talk about that too.
Well, when it's an actor that I like. This is the story concerning the actor Jonathan Tucker. Do you know who Jonathan Tucker is?
Not without Googling it.
Yeah, I know, and that's unfortunately, the truth with this guy. He's a great actor. Google him, look at his face. You'll have seen him in a million things. He doesn't, he's probably not known for any one thing. Although I guess he was in a show called Kingdom, which was a really good MMA show. He was nominated. He's a ballet dancer. I mean, he's a very interesting guy and an incredibly Justified.
Westworld is where I've seen him. I haven't seen Justified, but I did see Westworld.
The last season of Justified, they brought him in to play the complete crazy serial killer, madman, bad guy. He's terrific. Jonathan Tucker lives in Hancock Park, which is a neighborhood in Los Angeles. It's a nice neighborhood. It's not Beverly Hills or it's not Malibu, but it's nice. Everything in this area. The dirt, James. The dirt costs $2 million. So it's a decent neighborhood. A lot of mid-level actors live there. Jonathan Tucker is seen on a Ring doorbell. This happened over the weekend. A man walked up to a house that was there was a mother and two little girls in the house waiting for dad to come home from work, that kind of situation. Late in the afternoon, this guy walks up to the door and walks right into the house. Now, they show this guy on Ring doorbell, so you see him. He walks into the house. The people start screaming. And Jonathan Tucker, the actor, who apparently lives next door, had been watching this guy. Apparently this guy looked like he didn't belong in the neighborhood and watched him, ran into the house, physically removes the man from the house. The man tried to grab one of the little girls and steal her and carry her out of the house.
Ew.
And the actor Jonathan Tucker, it's a viral video. You can see it. It's out there. Actor Jonathan Tucker playing the hero, running into the house. The man was big. I mean, it was a big guy, but Jonathan Tucker, he played an MMA champion, so maybe he knows a little something. But as you say, a good story about an actor. Typically, this is dark Hollywood, but Jonathan Tucker, look him up and become a fan of his because he seems like a good guy.
Well, we like to make fun of actors for being, sissy little theater kids who you just pretend like karate. But when I watch the behind the scenes or the making of The Matrix, Keanu Reeves had to take 8 months of Taekwondo lessons in order to pull that part off. Part of me thinks some of these guys might really sort of accidentally pick up martial arts training from being in action movies. And he's a guy who's been in some of those projects. Maybe he really does kind of know how to fight.
That's good. They're all yoked. They're all physically in action stars we're talking about. So yeah, you combine the fact that their cardio is probably 100 times better than mine, and that they have picked up some things. Yeah, I wouldn't want to tangle with Keanu Reeves. I bet he could hurt me.
I bet you Keanu Reeves could do some sort of taekwondo or jiu-jitsu takedown and rip my arm off if he really wanted to, but he'd be cool about it. He'd probably buy me some payway afterwards. Who knows?
Yeah, he's awesome.
All right. What else is in entertainment news?
We got the big story that's happening in Hollywood that's got everybody. This is a bit more serious, the business side of things. There's a major merger happening between Paramount Media. Actually, National Amusements is the parent company of Paramount Media, which is funny because Paramount we think of as one of the largest platforms, producers, CBS, MTV networks, all of that Paramount, and they're actually owned by a little company called American Amusements. That is, of course, the company founded by the Redstones. Sumner Redstone's father formed that. It was a drive-in theater chain. Now it's Paramount. So another rich kid, this is a guy by the name of David Ellison. He is the son of billionaire Larry Ellison, of course, the founder of Oracle. David Ellison wanted to be an actor, but it turned out that, even Daddy's money couldn't buy him fame. So after failing as an actor, David Ellison formed a company called Skydance. Have you seen Skydance, right?
I feel like I've heard of it, but I don't know what they do. What have they done that I would know?
Here's the interesting thing. David Ellison has a sister. I forgot what his sister's name is, but they're both the children of Larry Ellison, founder of Oracle. They've both created production companies, and they're both very big film producers. David Ellison has Skydance. He does Michael Bay popcorn type movies. His sister owns the company Annapurna Films. I don't know if you've seen Annapurna Films, also very big. She wins Oscars. She does like fancy British period pieces.
Okay, so I'm looking at Skydance. They do things like World War Z, G.I. Joe Retaliation, Jack Reacher, the remake of Baywatch. So, yes, things like Terminator, Dark Fate.
Or movies, whatever. Whereas the sister does more high-end, critically acclaimed stuff. Anyway, I think it's interesting about David Ellison that, when your dad's the sixth richest man in the world and you fail as an actor, you can just become the boss and become a big producer. So Skydance is trying to merge with Paramount, which would make David Ellison, the failed actor, one of the most powerful people in Hollywood. And that deal is now off the table. This is the big breaking news as of today. The deal yesterday was thought to have going through Sherry Redstone, the inheritor of the Redstone fortune. She was ready to make the deal with David Ellison of Skydance, but David Ellison and the Skydance lawyers came with a new evaluation, which was handed in today. And now apparently the deal is off and there are other suitors. So the big Skydance Paramount merger seems to be on hold because of some last-minute changes.
Wait, so who is Skydance wanting to join Paramount, or is Paramount wanting to join Skydance?
This is why it's so screwy. Skydance is trying to outright buy National Amusements. National Amusements is the theater and drive-in chain formed by Sumner Redstone. Now, National Amusements happens to own controlling interest in the much larger company Paramount, which is weird, right? It's weird how business works in this way. But so David Ellison is trying to buy National Amusements from Sherry Redstone, which would make him the controlling voter for Paramount. And that deal is now not going to happen. As of yesterday, it was going to happen, and he was on his way to being the most powerful guy in the world. He's pulled some last-minute, a little shell game. He's turned in some new numbers today, and Sherry Redstone says the deal is off, and now there are other suitors. So the big Skydance Paramount merger that would reshape Hollywood for the future seems to be off.
All right, and that's going to do it for your entertainment news. You can find Pugs with the Radio Misfits, radiomisfits.com. Where else can they find you outside the James Show, Pugs?
Pugs Moran, Google search me, Twitter, Facebook, X, whatever.
Right, that's what I just tell people. Just Google me. I know I have a painfully generic name, James Parker, but if you type in like James Parker Radio or James Parker WBAP, it'll show up. You can find me if you want to. Thank you very much for hanging out on the James Show today. Stick around. Coming up next, Mark Levin. This has been James Parker on News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.